What's up, you guys? Today we have a tutorial on how to tray flip.
I definitely remember learning my first Treflip AKA 360 flip. It was definitely a very hard experience, but it was also worth it. I had to work anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours plus every single day for about 3 weeks just to get a somewhat decent one. I really did work hard to land one tray flip, and after that it was a snowball effect. So of course it was hard. I still fell a lot and made a lot of mistakes, but it did become easier after the first one. So today we're going to be going over how to tray flip, what helped me through my experience in terms of learning the tray flip. So let's get into it. Okay, so the tricks that you want to know before even getting into the tray flip are regular backside shuvits, kickflips, and you could know how to backside 360 shove it, but it's definitely not necessary because I know that when I was first learning tray flips, I wasn't the best at 360 shove it, so it's definitely not necessary. It seems like every time I want to do a tutorial on something, right before it, my board messes up. Maybe like I'm not getting high quality boards, but definitely going to be looking more into the type of boards I get because this is just crazy. But nonetheless, let's get into the foot positioning of this trick. So since the tail of my board is like chipped and everything, I'm just gonna act like this is the tail of my board. So for the tray flip, you're definitely gonna wanna have your front foot halfway on the board, like in the middle. And then for your back foot, make sure it's angled and kind of pointed toward the pocket. Sometimes it might help you if your foot is like right in the pocket and kind of curved, but I like to have it like right over here. Okay, so when you first start practicing the tray flip, they might look like this. And that's totally okay because flipping out, landing primo, toe drags, and tic-tacking are all signs of progression. As long as you're practicing and keep practicing on a daily basis, you'll definitely improve. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about the top 4 tips when learning tray flips. First, we're going to be talking about the importance of having the correct foot positioning. So as I said, you want to have your front foot in the middle of the board and then your back foot kind of on the edge, pointed toward the pocket. Having your feet here allows your front foot to flick straight out in front of you, and then it allows your back foot to scoop straight behind you, kind of in like a C-shaped way. I know that a lot of times when skaters are first trying to learn the tray flip, they'll have their feet like really close together because they think that it's gonna allow the board to flip faster and everything like that, and it will allow it to flip faster, but that's not really what you're aiming for because it's mainly all in the scoop. Scoop in the direction that you're flicking, not like straight behind you because that's not gonna like be as effective as kind of like scooping towards where your front foot is. So the second tip I have for you guys is weight distribution. So how you're standing on the board and where most of your weight is leaning towards when you're trying to tray flip.
This is what you don't want to do. As you can see, I'm leaning too far forward, which is going to make the board fly behind me when I tray flip. And the same rule applies to when I'm leaning too far backwards too. So just make sure your balance is evenly distributed.
The next thing I want to talk about is probably one of the most important tips you can ever learn in terms of skateboarding in general, and it's about timing. It can determine the difference between landing a clean tray flip and not landing one at all. So that's what I want to talk about now. So a couple days ago, I made a reaction video to my first tray flip, but in that video, you can clearly see that when I tray flip, the board always hit the tail before landing. That's not a clean tray flip at all, but I found out later that the reason why it would always hit the ground before I could even land was because of the timing. It was the timing of my flick. In a lot of cases, especially in mine, the front foot really had a huge impact in how I landed my tray flips. When you're tray flipping, or at least when you're trying to learn it, I want you guys to flick your front foot out 2 seconds earlier than what you normally would. It doesn't even have to be 2 seconds. Just flick earlier than you normally would. And that really improved my tray flips like 100%. The last tip I have for you guys is the commitment aspect of the trick. I was practicing anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours plus every day, consistently for about 3 weeks. Might be different for you when you first start practicing the tray flip. You want to warm up with tricks you already know how to do that is similar to the tray flip. So that means kickflips, shuvits, and maybe a couple 180s. I remember when I was first starting out, I would really focus on the scoop some days, and then I would focus on the flick other days. Practice landing with one foot. Don't just go all in and commit all the way. And then once you feel like you have been doing that enough, you'll start committing all the way. Okay, now I'm gonna show you guys some slow-mo tray flips. Okay, so that was my tutorial on tray flips. I really hope you liked it. If you did, then give this video a like. If you have any questions in terms of my experience, or if you want to know a little bit more about the tray flip, you feel like I left something out, then definitely comment about that. If you want to see my first tray flip, then I'll link that in the video too. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll definitely be posting more flip trick tutorials. So yeah, I'll see you guys later, and I'm out.